Yesterday, we saw Luis F. Castillo and the ghost of Verlander passed. Welcome to the Dom Skiing Channel, your one-stop shop for the Mariners storylines on Seattle's minds. The Mariners fell to the Giants 10-9 yesterday, despite posting a far higher expected batting average at 342 than we did in our entire first homestand at T-Mobile Park. We played in a much hotter environment with the sun playing a factor early as Randy dropped a routine fly ball without sunglasses on, and every single other outfielder had sunglasses. Most guys at the plate also were wearing sunglasses for what it's worth, other than Tyler Fitzgerald and Randy. Anyway, on the TV broadcast, the glare looked pretty bad. So that was apparent early, but also you had just a hot environment in the California sun, right on the coast, in the Bay Area where the ball flies at AT&T, now Oracle Park. And just as much as Safeco Field is known for its park factors, this park is known for triples alley. We saw definitely a few triples from the Giants. We saw a whole lot of hits in this game. The Giants out-hit us 17-15 in the end. They only posted a 208 expected batting average, though. So you can see they had a few lucky breaks. We lost some in the sun. And their defense played well, to their credit, too, even despite giving up 15 hits and 9 runs to us. You did have Julio get us started early with a homer. And Luis F. Castillo didn't look too bad either. Both teams, had a run given up early. It was apparent that Verlander and Castillo weren't going to be a crazy pitching duel. But then when both of them get taken out by the fourth inning, you see that this is going to be a war of attrition. And that's what it became, with the Mariners getting down to their final reliever in Carlos Vargas. Having to, keep him out there, even though he might have been injured, and he gives up, the walk-off. Overall, I want to highlight Cal Raleigh in this game. Some of the battles he had, in particular, the at-bat against Verlander. That at-bat made me think things that I've never thought about Cal Raleigh or anybody on this team before. It was with one out in the top of the third. Started out 2-1, got it to 2-2, and then to 3-2. Was just waiting for his moment to punish. At 9 pitches, he had Verlander already pulling out a 96-mile-an-hour fastball twice, which we hadn't seen him go above 94 really that entire game. He might have hit 95 one more time in between before getting to 96. Then the broadcast starts to feel the weight. At 10 pitches, I thought, this is some of the most measured hitting I've seen in a Mariners uniform since Edgar Martinez. Just waiting for his moment to punish. After 11 pitches, he fouled that one off of his own foot. Bought himself a little more time, but everybody's feeling the gravity of this at-bat in the overall context of this game. And then on pitch 12, he puts it into the bay, but just foul. Literally into the water, a splash hit. But it was just foul. And then pitch 13 was a junk curveball. Verlander did concede after rocking up to 56 pitches on the full count. So now, you give it Raleigh 1, Justin Verlander 0. And that's a battle I might not forget for a long time. Then on Randy, which was the next batter in the third, Justin was pissed and started throwing 97. And you never know what this guy has up his sleeve. He was missing the zone with the bases loaded. 3-1 count, advantage of Rosarina, another good take inside. And then, we get a run back, come back, and then it's only 3-2 Giants at that point with one out, bases loaded. Polo, a great contact hit. Polo's contact approach right now looks awesome. Coming back off of the paternity list for this game. He is back to the contact hitter we saw in Minnesota as far as I'm concerned. Just approach-wise. And if you just watch him on the eye test alone, you can see it. He's slowing his bat down in the zone, getting contact, and he's putting it between, he's putting it in no man's land. Brought Bob Melvin out of the dugout. And Verlander winced as he exits with just 65 pitches through 2.1 innings. Both SPs had given up 3 runs on 5 hits at that point. And we chased him and got under his skin. If more teams do this, he's going to have a hard time getting what's believed to be his most coveted final goal in this sport right now, which is getting to 300 wins. That's a feat which, if he achieves it, he would likely be the last pitcher ever to achieve. Randy Rodriguez came in, and he took care of Rayleigh hacking, and then got Rowdy to line out first pitch. Also took care of the next inning very routinely. Luis F. was in the driver's seat, but unfortunately, this was the inning, the bottom of the third, that Randy completely lost in the sun. It's the only outfielder not wearing shades. Julio was pretty pissed at him about that, and he gave away a 2-out double. Got Fitzgerald to end the inning, though. In the top of the fourth, Randy Rodriguez went through Bliss, JP, and Robles just easy. Got 2 weak dribblers on guys who got ahead in the count and took a swing, and then got JP out on nasty 100 heat. In the bottom of the fourth, Luis F. was done. Saucedo came in, which we locked ourselves into 6+ innings of bullpen, on the agenda for yesterday by doing that. And ultimately, in the end, I was thinking about, maybe leaving Luis F. in for another inning, even though, he has been getting hit a little bit. He didn't. And overall, my takeaway with Luis F. Castillo is he's a 1-time through the order guy, not a 2-time through the order guy. The story here, though, comes today as we saw Taylor Saucedo get optioned to AAA for Jesse Hahn to come up. That's interesting. I don't know if we're going to just tinker with his mechanics, his pitch mix, anything, his approach in AAA, or if we felt like Jesse Hahn was the more competitive option. Jesse Hahn did have a great spring. Anyway, the bottom of the inning, that was a mess. You had Wade battle with Saucedo, and Saucedo did get Lamont Wade, who did look excellent yesterday as the leadoff hitter for them. Anyway, this game is going to start pretty soon, so I'm going to get this video out for you guys. But really what happened in the end, Carlos Vargas giving up that walk-off. It's clear that, the bullpen, we're going to see a lot more movement, with Saucedo being the first one of kind of the core group that we had last year. We always see in April, there's somebody that was probably a key guy in the Mariners bullpen the previous year. It was Matt Festa at one point. Guys like JT Chagua kind of fall out of the mix. Who never know who it's going to be, but there's always some guy who was nasty, who was really part of that bullpen mix, who just falls out of favor early in the season. And you do have to tinker with the bullpen to make sure that you feel like you have the best options that year. Saucedo, Tahoma High School graduate, Seattle native, Maple Valley, I'll call it greater Seattle area native. He that's a guy who obviously the fan base loves, a guy who you can never, replace in the clubhouse, at least from the fans' perspective. But there's obviously a bigger story there, whether it be his mechanics or, whatever it might be, maybe an injury they don't want to talk publicly about. Maybe we just don't see him again. Whatever it is, we're going to start seeing a little more movement on this roster. Polanco was great after coming back in. Cal looked like a borderline Hall of Famer against one of the best pitchers of our generation. And there was a lot of positives. Obviously, our offense scoring 9 runs. You got to be happy about that. That's a new season high. And the expected batting average being .342. Let's hope we can put up a good expecting batting average here today against Robbie Ray, former Mariner. And let's hope that, I actually haven't checked the weather, but, let's hope it's a hot day. We can put up a good day against Robbie Ray. And Robbie Ray starts can go either way. Either he's usually dominant, striking out a lot of guys, or he's faltering and he's getting hit really hard. So hopefully we hit him really hard. And other than that, Bryce Miller, we'll see what Bryce Miller can do today. Anyway, Hopefully, you guys have a good one. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.